guys, it's me, Rena from Snailworks Crochet, and today's video is just gonna be a May Crochet and Chat monthly update. You know the drill. I think one thing I did a little bit differently for this video compared to my other videos, my other Crochet and Chats, is where my other videos were a lot more rambly. I actually decided to kind of write out a little outline for myself because I was getting really tired of editing out the rambling and editing that down, and it seemed a little aimless anyway. So I think for the sake of it being a little bit more organized, I wrote an outline, so I'll be referring to that as I talk to you guys and also crochet my temperature blanket. So for personal updates, I have actually started training for a hiking challenge that I signed up for in June. And so it's an annual hiking challenge done on the summer solstice of each year. Last year I attempted it and failed because I was dying, but this year I signed up for a half version of this challenge. So instead of 38 miles, I am training for a 19-mile hike. And considering last year I failed at like mile 20, I think I can do a 19-mile hiking challenge. It is more within my physical capability. So that's what I'm doing. I've been doing that every Sunday so far. I think today, as I film this, it's Saturday. And so tomorrow is Sunday. That will be training hike number 5, where I'm hiking 14 miles-ish. Strangely enough, this year, the hiking has been a lot easier than last year, probably because they switched the direction of the hiking, where instead of me going up a bunch of hills, I'm actually going down a bunch of hills, which is quite nice. And I feel a little bit better about it than I did last year, because last year I feel like I was a bit too ambitious there. Yeah, that's what I've been doing every single Sunday. And just in general, I have kind of fell off a little bit from crocheting things. I'm not crocheting nearly as much as I have been in the past. Part of it is because of this hiking challenge, because, last Sunday I did a 14-mile hike and that took 6 hours of my time. So once I was done with that, I was like completely wiped out. I didn't want to think about anything. So that plays a toll into it. And then more recently, I've been trying to focus a little bit more on actually going to the gym and working out. I've kind of fell off when I started this crochet hobby, so I want to get back into it. And because working out takes up a lot of free time, I have less free time to crochet. Those are the primary reasons. And so I haven't been doing as many either crochet challenges, despite the fact that I uploaded a crochet challenge video last week. I just haven't been making a lot of things. Not as much as I usually, or not as much as I have been. Funny enough, actually, the project that I am crocheting right now is my temperature blanket, but this is the April portion of my temperature blanket because I just haven't done it. And to be completely honest, the only times I actually work on my temperature blanket are when I'm recording these monthly update videos, which I do actually get some good work when I do my temperature blankets in these videos, which is great. But at the same time, it's like I don't work on it anytime else, only when I record these videos, which is kind of funny, honestly. I think it's funny, at least. But speaking of my temperature blanket, the yarn I use in my temperature blanket is actually the Big Twist Value yarn. And obviously, with the news of Joann's going out of business, I was a little bit worried about what would happen if I ran out of yarn. But this might be old news by the time this video pops up. But Hirschner's has actually bought Big Twist, and so they will be releasing Big Twist yarn. I don't exactly know what that entails, but it sounds like they have some sort of deal with the Big Twist vendor or supplier. I have a feeling there might be some struggle there actually, because prior to Hirschner's announcing them buying Big Twist, I actually saw on the Hobie website that they have a new line of yarn called Crafting Acrylic, and the yarns and the names looked suspiciously similar to all the Big Twist color variants. They didn't have all of the colors, but they did have a decent amount of the colors that were in the Big Twist line, and I think the colors that were on the Hobie website were half of my temperature blanket colors. But I haven't run out of a yarn yet, which is good. I haven't even used up a skein of any of my colors yet, which is also good. But I am very curious to see what will happen when, Hirschner's actually rolls out the Big Twist line, and if that means they're going to have access to all of the colors that Big Twist had, specifically because I saw that Crafting Acrylic line from Hobie. Or maybe the Crafting Acrylic line was a temporary thing from Hobie, and they will probably no longer be able to make it after Hirschner's releases it. Who knows? But I thought it was interesting. But on the bright side, it at least means there's a chance I can actually restock on yarns when I run out for the temperature blanket. So outside of my temperature blanket, the thing I've actually been focusing a lot of my creative energy on are knitting hats. I picked up this book, The Art of Knitting Hats by Flynn Knit, or Courtney Flynn Knit. I picked it up at Joann's, in their liquidation sales. And I'm currently filming a video of me actually making these hats and just knit color work in general. It's interesting. All of the hats I've made with it have turned out incredibly small. Let me show you one thing that I made. So this hat right here, very beautiful, very intricate color work. This is a kid's hat, but the written pattern for this is for an adult's hat. I'm sure part of the reason why it turned out so small is because I used DK weight yarn when it was actually supposed to be for worsted weight yarn. But also I have a feeling it's just due to, I think my tension is just really tight on the color work, and I've been trying to adjust for that and not make that an issue. But also my only experience with knitting is that rib knit beanie from the Passionate Kelsey tutorial, but that's knit ribbing, which is fantastic and great, but ribbing is a lot more stretchy than straight up stockinette stitch, right? So I think that was the one surprising thing about learning to knit these hats, because I just didn't realize the sheer difference in tension. Honestly, I might be a tight knitter. There's a possibility I am a tight knitter. But I have definitely learned a lot about knitting with this book. I kind of did know how to knit in a round, but I learned how to do magic loop for knitting. And I know that even a lot of knitters have trouble with magic loop. So I am very proud of myself for figuring that out. That, to me, is pretty wild. And this entire book is color work, so I am learning how to do knit color work, which is really exciting, honestly, because I didn't think I could do knit color work. If anything, I actually find the knit color work easier than crochet color work, and I've done my fair share of tapestry crochet. The technique to do knit color work I don't think is easier, but the actual act of knit color work is a little bit more straightforward than crochet, in my personal opinion. I don't know how else to explain that other than that's just how I feel, even if it's solely based off of vibes. Outside of that, in April, I finished up my Daisy Coaster series. I have decided that I'll probably pass them out at like a work summer picnic. to some coworkers because I'm sure some people will take them. I don't think they'll all be taken by my coworkers, but I think some people will. I am trying to set up a listing for for some Daisy Coaster sets though, which is why I have my how many can I crochet in one day video of the Daisy Coasters, because I was hoping I could make some headway on the sets, and I definitely did make headway on the sets. I got like 3 of the 7 sets I want to make, but midway through that I was starting to get done with the Daisy Coasters, so now I'm like, oh, I don't really want to make these anymore. So I've kind of taken a step back. They're very easy to make, so it's not the end of the world. I can easily make more, but I've kind of lost that groove at some point, so I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to get those up by end of May, like I said in the video. That's a TBD, but honestly, that's more of a self-proposed deadline than like a hard deadline. It's not like it affects me that much in the end, because the Etsy is obviously not making money, but also just a side thing anyway, as crochet is just my hobby. In terms of other crochet projects, I do have some longer term projects that in mind, as well as some projects that I do have been actively working on here and there. The most notable one that I actually did work on this month was actually my a costume for an upcoming anime convention in July. My friends and I are doing a Shrek cosplay group, and I saw the dragon baseball cap pattern by Alexandria Massey, and I am now making a dragon costume for that group, and I'm pretty excited for it. So I need to actually like work on the hat a little bit more, because I've kind of been working on it intermittently and procrastinating. It's an exciting thing. My friends, we already have Prince Charming, Lord Farquaad, Fiona. I think some other people who are friends of my friends are going to join in on this too, and I think it'll be a fun time. I'm just excited in general because, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. And this costume is going to be my default Ren Fair costume, because the initial idea I had for Ren Fair, and where I bought the yarn for and everything, I was thinking about it and I'm like, I have to start now. And the idea of making this makes me want to cry right now, so I'm holding off. I'm gonna save that for next year's Ren Fair. So this year's Ren Fair, I'm gonna be dragon again. So I'll at least have 2 places to wear this costume. So it'll be great. I'm pretty happy about that. In terms of the plans for this channel, those who are religiously following the channel may have noticed that I have reduced my upload schedule to once a week instead of twice a week. Honestly, that has been a lot better for me mentally, and just I feel like I can relax a little bit more. The reason why I had 2 twice a week uploads initially was because I just had so many video ideas all at one time. I felt like I had to just upload constantly because I had so many ideas. But now that those ideas are calming down a little bit, I am perfectly satisfied with the once a week uploads. So it's giving me a decent amount of relief, and I'm pretty happy about that. But outside of the once a week upload, I am thinking each month one video would be like a crochet and chat monthly update, kind of like this. And then another video where I do like once a month would be like a monthly vlog almost. I don't know how online you might be with some personal friends, but every month, some people like to do like a photo dump of things that happened in their life, or just random pictures they took during, whatever month it's for. I'm thinking of doing that with vlogs, and so I think it could be a fun idea. Some of them are just like me hiking, some of them are me going out, I think the one I have coming up is I have one part where I'm making chili oil. So it can be whatever. It can be whatever. And I kind of like that. There's kind of a freedom to it almost, you know? The one next week will be May vlog dump, and it's just a vlog dump of random videos and vlogs I've taken. I'm definitely not the best vlogger out there. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are better at vlogging, just in general. I like making them, but I haven't figured out the exact way to structure them. When I first made this channel, I basically wanted to be another Passionate Kelsey, but Passionate Kelsey makes vlogs of her making, you know, orders for her crochet business while running a crochet business. And obviously you can't really make vlogs about making a crochet business when you don't really have a crochet business. You just kind of have a crochet hobby. And so you could do some things of like vlogging, but then there's also like a whole risk of, I don't know, like doxing. That's scary. Cause I mean, I go to work every week, so I have posted a couple of work travel vlogs, but I go to really boring places. I was almost going to be at like a place on like a Saturday evening until a senior director said, Rena, respectfully, don't do that. And intervened and made me change my travel plans to get home earlier. Funny enough, actually, if I hadn't have done that, I would have actually gone to Hirschner's. We'll see how that pans out, but those are kind of my plans for the channel for now. And I do genuinely have some other ideas. I just actually need to do them. But yeah, that's kind of all I had to say for this update. You know, as I was typing up the outline, it seemed like I had a lot more to say than I actually did. And I thought it would be a little bit longer, because especially since I'm a yapper, but I guess it really isn't. So I'm probably gonna end the video here. I also didn't get as far into the temperature blanket as I was hoping to. I was at least hoping to get like at least most of the way through April instead of just nearly halfway through April. Yeah, I will end my video here, and thank you for joining me, my crochet and chat, and listening to me yap a little bit. I hope you've had a great day, and, you know, see you around. Bye!